Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So I want to do another Rick Grimes and Michonne TV show video, which is just, it really honestly, like, it's just so crazy to even say, like, the fact that I can just do videos on this now because it's actually a reality, because it's coming out in a little over a year from now. That is, honestly, that's the thing that's most exciting about all of this, is like, we're getting 3 new TV shows next week, and a lot of us were talking about, you know, the storylines and stuff like that. And again, like this video, I'm going to be talking about a lot of the information because we know some stuff. There's some stuff I haven't talked about yet in terms of, you know, who's going to be the showrunner and all of that kind of stuff. There's some more details and confirmation regarding the overall show. And I also want to talk a little bit about the timeline and how, and sort of, I guess, why this became a TV show instead of a movie trilogy. So yeah, I'll get into that right away. But yeah, again, there's going to be so much to talk about. And this is kind of what they needed. I mean, before this announcement, we are also excited about The Walking Dead Final 8 episodes and the spinoffs next year. But there was just sort of this feeling in the air of like, what the hell is going on with Rick Grimes and Michonne? Like, when are they coming back? And honestly, it kind of felt like it would be 2024, 2025 at this point. And, you know, there was just this, I don't know, it was a really off feeling, and it was a really frustrating feeling to not know where we were going. And now that we know, it actually makes everything so much more exciting in terms of everything. I mean, you got to think about it. Like right now, we're going to be exploring or whatever. We'll talk about some of the filming and whatnot, because obviously they do have to be starting filming very soon. I mean, technically based off of, you know, previous years when The Walking Dead would film, and if it would have a fall release date, they could technically start filming next like May, end of April, early May. Right, and then film for like 6 episodes, be done at some point that summer or just before October or whatever. I guess probably like September you'd be done. These shows are likely going to have bigger budgets because they're only 6 episodes, and that's the thing that you got to remember too. Like, we're going to be seeing, like, you know, set photos of Rick Grimes for the first time. People are going to be posting stuff, and like our first teaser next year at Comic-Con, we're going to get a trailer. Like, we're going to get a trailer for the Rick and Michonne TV show. And that's insane. And we also did get confirmation that it's multiple seasons. It's not just like one season, a non-limited series of 6 episodes. I know that's been reported out there, but after everyone reported that, it was confirmed that it's actually going to be a lot more than that. We'll talk about how it was confirmed and stuff, and I think the reason why everyone thought it was a limited series immediately. But anyways, before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this, and definitely go follow me on Twitch. Yesterday was amazing. We're definitely going to be doing a lot more live streams like that. Just sort of, you know, we'll do Q&As and whatnot. And also, if you're a member, we are going to be live streaming at some point today. I'll let you know on Twitter. We'll do a Q&A, a Comic-Con Q&A. We'll talk about all the stuff. And yeah, because there was a bunch of stuff that came out today. So yeah, if you're a member of the channel here, definitely look out for that. I'll answer all your questions and whatnot. And yeah, let's get into this. So like I said, filming, definitely we're going to have to, you know, that's kind of the exciting thing right now, is just staying on top of all this information right now, right? Like, they're likely not going to be filming it all this year. I think the Daryl show is going to start filming around September, I believe is the rumored date. You know, I think the Rick and Michonne show, they could really spend a lot of time doing this. I think they'll probably do it around like early next year, because again, like next year at Comic-Con, they're going to be there. Like Andy said, you know, like a year from now, you know, can we make a date or whatever? Like, I'm assuming he knows he's going to be there with Denai Guerrera. They're going to show off the trailer, and then it'll be our first look at it, right? And then it's going to go into, obviously, the next couple of months of just like freaking out about it all. And then, yeah, we'll see Rick's return in that fall. So they're likely going to start filming beforehand, and that's going to be, man, you know, like, spoilers for that are definitely going to be really hard to avoid. Like, it's just going to be crazy. It's really going to be nuts. So we're going to have to be careful for that. But like I said, we did get the confirmation that there's going to be multi-seasons. This is the first season of a continuing series, and this was by EW. Afterwards, they actually confirmed it with a statement saying EW has confirmed that those 6 episodes will not be a limited series, but rather the first season of a continuing series starring the duo. So that's really important, and I think what happened here was sort of like when you go and watch the Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera like reveal at Comic-Con, honestly, it could just be me, but I think when they announced it, I think the way that they said it was like, because it's a fact, like this show is going to conclude their stories. Like, that's the point of the show, that they're coming back. It could be 4 or 5, 6 seasons or whatever, probably like 4 or 5 seasons, but it's coming back and it's going to conclude their story, right? It's going to conclude the story of Rick and Michonne Grimes. And I think that's perfect. That's honestly, like, that should be the point of it. Conclude this story, but still, obviously, there's a lot more to tell with the CRM and all this stuff here. And so I think when they said that, and they said 6 episodes next year, blah, 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 you sort of get the impression that it's that, though when you see the AMC press release at the same time, it said it's beginning with 6 episodes. So I think everyone was sort of confused, but the people in the hall, I feel like sort of got that impression. I don't know, that could just be me just kind of reading it wrong, but that's what I thought. And I think that's why there's a lot of articles out there that are saying that. And so a lot of us fans are on Twitter yesterday like, what the hell? Like, how can you tell the whole story of the CRM? Rick and Michonne's reunion with their families and stuff in 6 episodes. Like I was saying, episodes 1 would be a Rick recap. Number 2 or episode 2 would be a Michonne, like what she's been up to. 3 would be the reunion. 4 and 5, battle with the CRM. 6, a reunion with Judith and everyone. Like, man, and if they're an hour long, that's really like not a lot of time at all. Really not a lot of time. And I think, and it's not the reason, but I think that's why it's actually better that they're doing a TV show over a movie, because a movie honestly would be way, way too much. And we're going to talk about the timeline of this and the reason why they switched from the movie to the TV show right away. But I think a movie would be really rushing it. It wouldn't feel complete. There'd be all this hype for one weekend to go watch on the Thursday or Friday, and then it's over, right? So to get a TV show that's going to last 6 weeks each year, starting next year for the next couple of years, is definitely something that, we can actually spend time in the story. The other spinoffs, like the Daryl spinoff and Isle of the Dead, are going to fill in some of that story as well. We can have Carol's return likely in 2024. So again, this is definitely a really smart move by them. And yeah, the confirmation that it's multiple seasons seems to have people even freaking out that much more. The showrunner for this show is going to be Scott Gimple. So that's really interesting because he hasn't been a showrunner for a show since season 8 of The Walking Dead. And to be honest, I actually like this move. I know that it's something that, like, I know I never liked Gimple in season 8. Like, I think in season 7, I was kind of like, because I always liked Gimple. When Gimple took over, after season 4 and 5, I was like, damn, he's really good. And then in season 7, I was so frustrated with the cliffhangers and all that kind of stuff that I was just like, I can't take this anymore. And then in season 8, after Carl's death, I was so done. And I think that's what a lot of fans felt as well. And then, season 9, we get Angela Kang, and she does such an amazing job from there until, obviously the end here. And I still want her to do something Walking Dead related. I really do. I don't want this to be the end. I'm sure she's going to have something, in the works eventually. But like, she has to do something. She's such an incredible writer, such an incredible showrunner. But, on Gimple, it's really interesting to have him as the showrunner. And I'm kind of excited because, everyone makes mistakes. He obviously killing Carl off and doing that, like, he knows what he did and he knows how the fans reacted. So it's like, he knows he's kind of learned some things. And obviously he's Gimple. So he's, if you like that style of him being the showrunner from seasons 4 to 8, then this is going to be really good. And the thing is, I think more importantly, Andrew Lincoln, I think specifically has a lot of faith in Gimple. Like, it seems like out of all the showrunners, he really, really connects with him a lot. And they have just a lot of faith in each other. So if Andrew Lincoln trusts Scott Gimple as the showrunner for this show, I'm obviously going to trust that. And it's kind of exciting to have Gimple as the showrunner again. It's kind of weird. It's just like the return of Gimple, right? It's kind of cool. I'm kind of excited about it, to be honest. Denai Guerrera and Andrew Lincoln, they're going to be executive producers. They are definitely involved in the story as well and what their characters are doing, this and that. So that's super cool because obviously for them, it makes sense to have an upgrade in what they've been doing, sort of thing, right? So I don't know how much they will be involved. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll be heavily involved with some of the bigger things that happens with those characters, and they'll talk it all over and stuff. But I imagine, yeah, I mean, this is just overall really exciting, and it's really like, this is a great statement from Denai and Andy, right? Like, it's, I mean, multiple seasons. The story is going to be that much better. You can flesh out so much. Honestly, I think for the first season, we're not even going to have Rick and Michonne together. I think they'll reunite in the finale. That's what I'm predicting. And then season 2, we'll sort of see where they go from there. But I think they're going to reunite in the finale, and then they'll end on a cliffhanger of something CRM related where their lives are threatened, and then we got to wait a whole year to see what's going on. That's really what I feel like is going to happen. I think it's going to be such a crazy ride. But again, this is such a great statement from Denai and Andy. Walking Dead haters, like, they always sort of said, at least from what I've always seen, is like, and Andy's done with the show, Denai's done with the show, the writing's on the wall, it's time to move on. This is a statement that The Walking Dead lives on. Like, this is a statement that they love this franchise, the fans, and their characters, and most importantly, the story here. And I think this is really a commitment to finishing this story and giving us a really incredible story and just sort of wrapping everything up, perfectly and probably like 5 years from now, 5, 6 years from now, because I don't know how long this is going to go. Like, that's the thing too. How long does this go? Does this go until 2028 or something like that? I could see that. Like 4 seasons of this show, I could definitely see that. 5 seasons for sure. And again, I think that's probably what they have in mind. It's going to be 4 or 5 seasons, and just sort of where do they go after that, right? But again, it really depends on what, I guess, Andrew Lincoln and all of them want to do at that point. But again, like, if AMC's like, no, we want to do another season or something like that, and they're willing to pay them, I'm sure they won't say no. So it's going to be one of those things, again, kind of similar to what we experienced with The Walking Dead, right? But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think that this is the next era right here, and it's going to be lasting for at least another 5 years for sure. 4 to 5 years, I'd say, for sure. Definitely could be longer. And it's honestly really exciting. And the reason why the movie trilogy was turned into a TV show is actually, and this is according to Deadline technically, but, and I quote, "The decision to go a series route and not theatrical for the Rick Grimes stories was due to AMC having a regime change and them wanting it to be seen on their network and not theaters." So that was sort of, I guess, what was going on here. And so, but let's actually talk about the timeline here and when this likely could have happened. I mean, I don't really know when the regime change happened. Maybe that's actually a quick Google search. I have no idea. But obviously this was announced, they announced it in November of 2018 that they were going to be doing movies, which is super exciting. 2019, there was a teaser, and, it said it was returning to theaters, this and that. Obviously that is super irrelevant now because that's not at all. And then in 2020, they said that they would have been starting to film, but, the world shut down so that they couldn't. And then in 2021, Andy said that he was he was really excited. He was hoping to film in the spring or summer if he can leave his country. And then that was kind of the last update we got. Like, at the end of 2021, Gimple couldn't give an update. Like, he was asked about it and he just said, "Nah, yeah, I can't. I wish I could, but I can't." And then that was it until summer of 2022. Yesterday, we got the announcement that it's going to be a TV show. So the last real update where it was like, it seemed like something was happening was early. It might have been January, if anything, somewhere around there, early 2021. So I think something happened in between there that really did sort of pause it. And honestly, thankfully, because I think it works so much better as a TV show than a movie. And I do think if the world didn't shut down, I really feel like they probably would have filmed this a couple years ago and they would be stuck doing the movies and we wouldn't have gotten multiple seasons and hours of footage and scenes with Rick and Michonne, right? So it's definitely so much better that they did it like this. I'm really excited for this, to be honest. Like, I'm actually really excited that it went this route, and I think it's really smart. And it's interesting actually for AMC to want it like not in theaters but on their network. Obviously it's a business decision, so it makes sense, and I don't really have any issues with it, to be honest. I mean, a business is a business. You're running a business, you're going to make decisions like that. And I think for fans, it makes a lot more sense to have it on AMC than in theaters. I know people were really looking forward to a theatrical experience for The Walking Dead. I think they could still do a movie in the future. Like, maybe this show ends everything, but maybe they do one last Walking Dead movie at the end. You never know. Or even if it's not that, what if they do a movie in the future that's going to be on just different characters? Like, I just, that's still out there. It doesn't mean that they can't do a movie, but it's just for the next, foreseeable future here, next 5-6 years at least. It's going to be all these TV shows. And yeah, I think looking back at the last couple of years, I guess that really was the hiccup, because there was something that was off, but it was really hard to pinpoint what it was, because it wasn't the fact that they were giving up. And that's the thing. That's what's so hilarious. There's so many people that said, "Oh, they're just misleading you to keep, or get you to keep watching." And it's like, Jesus Christ, you couldn't have been more wrong. Like, that wasn't what was happening at all. They were just trying to figure out the best way to do this. And I guess actually that was one of the updates last summer, was Norman Reedus said that there was a scope change. So yeah, you know what? That probably happened before that. And I imagine, AMC was like, "You know what? We don't want to do these movies anymore. We want to do a TV show." And then maybe Andy didn't really want to do that because he was really looking forward to the movies, but maybe they sort of work stuff out. They started to work on the story. Like, I really don't know what actually went down at all. I'm just sort of guessing, but this is still really amazing, super cool. I think this is way better for the fan base overall. I think people are going to really love this. Way better for the story. It started as a TV show, and honestly, you can do so much more with a TV show. I just prefer them overall. It's just so much easier to tell certain stories and whatnot. And yeah, I'm excited. So now we just gotta wait for some more updates, right? Like now this is just sort of where we're at. Whenever there's more updates, I'll obviously do a video on it and we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, the show's happening. Scott Gimple's the showrunner. It's going to be multiple seasons. When do they start filming? Post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.